What's going on, traders? Just jumped into PSTV, locked in some profits. Want to capture some of the trade on video. This thing was moving crazy, you guys. I was getting in right here. Got a couple thousand shares left. So far, locked in a little money. Up $1,000 so far. Got 2,000 shares, 2,100 shares. I was thinking about adding if it crosses this line, a couple hundred shares, you guys. Oh, here we go. Here we go. That was my alert to add. Let's see if we could get a little follow through. Got ugly wicks, you guys. Ugly wicks. Adding 100 at a time here. Trying to get, I could get up to 5,000 shares again. Just want to make sure my average is below this little breakout in case it breaks out and tests VWAP soon. This is my strategy. All you guys know the same trade I took yesterday, the same strategy, the trend break strategy. I was averaging all in here, and I was like, hopefully this thing works out today. So far, the shorts, they kept trying to short the trend line, and they had no choice but to cover when they couldn't. And there was a lot of buyers with me, you guys. They brought this thing down so many times hard. So hopefully all these shorts get squeezed right now. They are getting squeezed, but hopefully they get squeezed a little more. Adding 100 here because it's holding not too bad. Got some decent bidders coming in. Okay, ugly wick, bunch of sellers right there. I want to see how this 2-minute candle reacts. Boom, not too bad so far. 100 extra right there. My goal is hopefully to get above here. Testing VWAP would be great. Throw a share out there for 1,500 shares at 33.4. Hopefully, if we could get a quick squeeze to there, I'll be adding a little bit if it gets up there. The whole thing is that this support, I want it to become new resistance, or at least this area. So let's hope for a continuation here, and then bring some buyers here, and I'll be adding 100 more right there. Uh-oh. There's an ugly dump right there. Gonna add 100 to it. See how that thing moves, you guys? Thing moves really ugly. I'm trailing it. You see this? This is like my average, so I'm gonna trail it. I'm gonna protect my profits here. Hopefully they don't wick it down too hard. Just gotta have a little more patience, and hopefully I've been patient with this thing all morning, you guys. But there was huge sellers, and I'm like, okay, if these sellers, if they can't break this trend today, let's see, or this support. This was the support from earlier today of pre-market. I said, okay, they cracked it. They're gonna go stop. Like it's like liquidity hot right here. That's how I see it. And then they grab all these, shake everybody out, and then boom, continue. And then they might do the same thing right now, like shake the shorts out. But I really want to see it get above this line, 32.85. If it doesn't, we'll be getting out the rest of our position. We're gonna trail it up. They only have 3,700 shares right now. There's just a car accident right now in the outside, so you guys might hear some ambulances, cops, and stuff. Okay, hopefully this becomes new support here. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit if it does. So far, looking good. 10 shares added. We need a little more volume. Over here, the rest of the shorts will be above pain, so you really want it to get above 32, 33, so we can see this thing go for another run. If it doesn't go there, it's gonna fail and go right back to 30 again. And then I could take off, in case, I could start taking off 1,000 at a time, in case it has no follow through. I want to watch the bid right now. They've been slamming it hard. 31.54 on the bid. Let's watch the tape. The tape's been up and down today. 1 minute for them, and then 1 minute for us. 1 minute for them, 1 minute for us. Okay, selling 1,000 right there. Don't like the tape. Have 27, 22 shares left. How I trade is I take it off. It works. I'll put like some back on. But like I put the risk management first and the safety first. Now we don't want this to come back and test the support all the way down here again. You want this trend to hold. You want other people to recognize this trend and let this trend hold, and hopefully we get to our target, our first target area right here. Adding 100 right here. Still got a few sellers coming in. We need 32 to come on the bid, so this could be strong. We need this to go above 32. Hopefully there won't be that many sellers at 32 if we get there right now. Hopefully this trade won't take too long today. I do have to leave in a little bit. Let's see, bunch of sellers right there. Looks like some profit taking. Okay, right now this is the candle of truth. Hopefully we get a new high. As long as it stays above our trend, we should be okay, or above our average. I turn on the video so you guys can see how I'm thinking while I'm in the trade and how I trail it, really. Like how I kind of put safety first, and it helps me too. Like speak out loud, talk out loud, explain stuff. So let's see if this thing, hopefully, get a new little high right here, possibly. This thing squeezed hard. Let's see if we get some follow through. Adding 100 there. 32s, 32 on the ask. All right, I don't see a huge seller, but we don't have 32s on the bid yet. Hopefully this thing creates a little flag right here, and maybe we break this flag. It's creating a flag now, but flags are tricky. Sometimes they'll take all day, and then sometimes it could happen right now. Okay, adding 100 again. All right, back to 3,000 shares. Hopefully this thing's. I'll have tiny amounts to add if this thing keeps going, just 10 at a time. Don't want to give back too much, you guys. So I'll go from big, big, big to smaller, 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 smaller. Here we go. 32's on the bid. Huge sellers at 32. Let's see if we got some buyers down here. Here we go. A few buyers. Adding 10. Just a few. This thing canceled. Had some decent news today. Canceled the warrants. Canceled whatever they were doing. They were trying to raise. Basically canceled the dilution. So it had a gap up and had a decent play. I wanted to see the test of VWAP today. And then we even have the 50 all the way up there. But this thing doesn't have good momentum and like breaks VWAP with some good volume, we're not going to get close to the 50. So far, the flag pattern's looking good. Adding 10. 32's on the ask. If somebody could get these guys out, these 32's, I'll add 10. See, it downticked now. There wasn't that many pressure. Watch the ask and the bid. If I see bids coming in at 32 stacking up, and then these guys go above 32, that's another way I'll add. Or somebody comes in and like when the 32s are here, they take them out like right away, and then you see hopefully some good follow through on the tape. Not looking good right now. 30.62. Let's see if we get buyers again. Nope, ugly. See, look, we're gonna put our risk management first, you guys, just in case. Trailing, protecting this right here, hopefully. They did this a couple times today, so give it a second. Let's see if we get buyers. We got a decent amount of buyers, but there's huge sellers at 31 again. If it can't get above 31, the ask, if they can't get above 31 again, I'll take off 1,000. 30.93, 30.91 on the ask. Excuse me. All right, you see why that failed? Because that flag failed and the trend failed. So there's going to be a bunch of stop losses there. So we're going to see if this is just like a bear trap or if it's going to bounce. Give it a second. This is where I'm going to be trailing it at right here. They did it a few times today already, where they try to slam it down. But every time there was buyers down there. See, let's see if we can get buyers right here. Now they're trying to slam it again. Gonna take off 1,000 right here, just in case. Let's see. This is where I'll be trailing the rest of the position right here. Because previous, most traders know, right? It breaks resistance, comes back, previous resistance becomes new support. Am I gonna wait and chill and test it? Probably not. Or if I do, it's gonna be a little bit. You know what I'm saying? If it gets back below here and plays around, I'm not gonna wait and see if it actually becomes. That to me, that's like a whole nother trade. We want to see if we get any buyers right here. 30.65 is on the bid. We're gonna take off 1,000 just in case. There we go. We're gonna cancel this order right here. I'm gonna take off 1,000. Not a good fill. 30.52. All right. Below 30. Here we go. Let's see if it becomes the resistance. This is where we said we're gonna trail it at, right? Adding a tiny bit. 100. I like the tape. I like the buyers on that one. It came close to my trailing. I'm gonna take off 1,000, you guys, just to protect the profits right there, in case it doesn't keep going. And now we only have 162 shares left. Should be done in a few minutes. There we go, a little spike. Depending on how it acts, I could add 100 or a couple hundred more. There's 100. I really want to see this thing get above the 31 and start holding 31 instead of 30. Alright, gonna give this a couple more minutes. It's lunchtime. I don't want it to slow down, or I don't want the volume to dry up, so we're only gonna give it a couple more minutes. Add 100 right there. And my average. Up to 500 is okay again. Let's see. To me, it's like, I'll try. If it doesn't work, I'm out. I'll try. If it doesn't work, I'm out. I'll try. If it doesn't work, I'm out. You know, I don't like put so much, oh, it has to work, you know, that if it doesn't work, I'm out. That's it. Or I'll take off half. Or then if it tests good, I'll add. Just depending. All right, right now, see how we have resistance right here. We can't get above 31. If we get above 31, this is going to be 31.19 is actually where they're going to be at paying at. You see they're selling it at 30.90 right here. They're going to protect the 31.90 area, 31.19 area right here. So anything above there, you might see a quick squeeze, and hopefully this time we get better follow through. Last time was a bunch of buyers. See how this thing came out, but this thing just squeezed really quick. That's sometimes when it happens too fast, it's not good. It's like hard fills. You see how I got sold half my position right here, and that was still 7,000. Or you guys didn't see it, but I got, it was like half my position was sold and half was still floating. Because it happened so fast. It just filled me whatever it could fill me for. whatever, how many buyers there were. So and then that candle, like they brought it down. They took it down, like right here. This is where I was like down, like right here. When I did buy here, they brought it down, and I was like expecting this. I was like, if I buy here, they're gonna try to take everybody out right here. So I was like, but what if they don't? So it's okay. So this is gonna be my risk area. Or right here, I'm sorry, right here where I was buying 1, 2, and I was like, this is gonna be my risk area. If they can't get it below here, because I know a bunch of stop losses are gonna be right there. So if they can't get it below all these stops, so they probably have plans for taking it back up again. So we're gonna add another 100 right here. 562. 3097 is our average. 3109 on the bids, 2600. 3109. You want to see these guys up ticket. You want to see somebody jump in front of him and offer higher or bigger size, and then you want to see somebody offer it for, like, take these out and not offer it for cheaper. It's like sometimes volume slows down, like right now around lunchtime, so I don't want to wait till power hour and wait for this thing to squeeze. So we're gonna give it a few minutes. This is kind of a bullish pattern right here. Let's see what happens. 3111s. It's not a huge float, but it's not a tiny float. I traded this long time ago, years ago. That's why when I seen the ticker, I was like, oh yeah, I already know this stock. I already know how it moves. Look at that. To some people, yeah. To some people, it could be what you call it, a tiny float, 14 million shares. But to me, that's like okay. To me, a tiny float is like a million or 2 shares. Even sometimes less, but less than 2 million is a really small float. Less than 5, 10 million. Less than 1 is tiny, tiny nano float. But this is like 14 million float. The volume is 653 million today. So you know there's a lot of eyes on this, both ways, shorts and longs. Okay, this one. Hopefully we have some continuation here. I'm going to add 100. I know I said 500 is okay, but when the trade goes up from like a 3.8 to a 4.0 star trade, I'll go up to 1,000 with it. So if they do this, I'll do this. This could be a head and shoulders, so still got to be careful with it. That's why it's just 100 shares added, not 1,000 or 10,000 or nothing. Still have to get above the 31 and actually hold above it, not just like keep playing around it. You want it to like 31 to become the new floor, and then test it a couple times, and maybe we could go from there. Not even a couple times, maybe once. You really want. All right, 662 shares still. Watch this for a second. Only have a few minutes left. It's right at my average, the rest of this tiny position. They're going to try to slam it down again. This trading, you guys. If I do this, if the stock does this, I do that. So we got rid of most of our position there, and then if it gets below here, I'm going to flatten. Only have 62 shares left. Average price 30.99. Risk management always first. All right, 30.57. It can't get below 30.50. But that's where last time we had all the buyers there. All right, we got a few buyers there. There's buyers even before there, but there's still sellers around 30.70. Bunch of sellers. Let's see if this thing is in the hidden channel. The flag, you see how the flag failed? Not every time it's gonna work. But thank God our average was okay. So even if it fails, we're okay. That's why I get in right here, way like at the bottom of the base, like way before the breakout. It's still a little risky because you don't know if it's gonna happen yet. Like most traders wait for confirmation. By the time confirmation happens, it's pretty much too late. You gotta have like, to me, it's like, I don't know if it's pre-confirmation or it's like you just know, you just see it coming. All right. So 3070's gotta go. 62 shares left. Slowing down a little bit. We have only a couple 62 shares left, so this is nothing. Let it play for a second. Buyers coming back in, adding 100. Hopefully they see this trend line. Maybe we get a little hidden channel right here. We could get to the top of this little channel. I kind of want it to happen quick. Yep, there we go. See that? There we go. 31s. 31s, here we go. Here we go. Boom. Adding again. Let's see if it works this time. The whole thing is to get above here. This is the resistance right here, 31.24. Above here, we can see a quick squeeze. If they can't get above here, this thing is going to collapse right here at 30.74 and possibly test the 29s, 28s areas. We do have some good buyers coming in on the tape, so give it a couple seconds and let's see what happens. All right. That 2-minute candle, the 5-minute candle is looking good. The 2-minute candle is looking good. 15-minute candle is looking not bad. I just want to see the hourly. The hourly is even bullish, looking good. Trend break. All right, we just need the 2-minute to jump up a little bit. Sometimes I even like look at a 1-minute because I haven't looked at a 1-minute in a long time, but just to break it down, I'll look at a 1-minute. The 1-minute, yeah, it's kind of choppy. It's like all over the place. But it breaks down the 2-minute a little bit. This is a little clearer right here. The 5-minute like gives me patience. 1 and 2-minute really for entries, depending on the stock move. If the stock moves fast, you want to put the 2-minute for like exits. If the stock moves like, if you want to be patient with it, the 5 and the 15. If you want to intraday swing, the 5 and the 15. The 30 and the hourly. But I'll use like the hourly, the 30, and the 15 if it's really bullish and I want to see a clearer picture. Okay, that's not good right there. Let's see if these 31 bidders hold it right here. 4,800 shares. We're gonna need more than that. You want to see tape? You want to see buyers smacking the market right here, jumping in front of him, like 3101, 3102, not under him, like 3098, 31. You want to see 462. Oh, selling 200 in case it breaks the trend line. Don't like the way they slammed it down like that. 262 shares. There's another 100 gone. Just in case, you guys. Now we have 162 shares left. See, sometimes that's all your work, and sometimes it won't. $62 shares. If this, see how it left the trend? If it doesn't jump right back in there, I'm out. Instead of flattening, I'll just have 62, and then I'll probably sell the market. Kind of want to see the bid jump up for a second. Yeah, see, that's not good. Right there, how it broke that trend, and it's giving her a lower low. We are out this trade, you guys. We're done. $1,000 in about like 20 minutes, and $1,000.04. PSTV, you guys. Quick little trade, not bad on the day. Walking away. Smash that like, leave a comment, and you already know. Plan the trade, trade the plan. Peace out.